Hello everyone. This is version part 9 of the gazebo at Woodwind Acres, and this was the final yay, because the entire roof now has got all the appropriate wood sheathing, which was an absolute delight to put up with. Put up all by myself. It also has all of the 30-pound felt paper properly stapled in place and overlapped at the ridge. And then it has the first, you can't really see it, but the first line of starter shingles. It's the bottom about 10 inches or so that you can see. Well, maybe you can't see, but that's the starter ridge, which essentially is a shingle itself. But you don't waste good shingles. It's about 1/4 the cost, or 1/2 the cost. But it goes all the way around. Meets very nicely at each corner. I was very careful to make sure that the overhang was exactly 1/2 of an inch. They say 1/4 to 3/4. I picked 1/2. So bottom line is that everything is up. Looks pretty good. It's very solid. I have plenty of staples in it. Nothing came through. And there you go. You maybe can see the bottom starter strip shining a little bit because it's got the same almost a diamond cut in it. You can't possibly cut that with a blade. You have to turn it upside down. So we just did that, and where two parts met, which you can see right there, I just took, if I can get a close-up, I just took the angle, there we go, the angle of the 2x4 rafter and transferred that to the piece of 38-inch long starter shingle, and made sure it was the right length, and it met perfectly in the middle of each 2x4 rafter. So there you go. The peak is open, obviously. We just cut the hex little gazebo topping called a cupola that will house the schooner wind vane, and that's all cut and ready to be sanded and stained. I'm going to put that together using the Craig pocket joinery system. But the neat thing is that the inside, let me back this off a little bit, the inside also has, hopefully I'm not going to bounce around anymore than I have to, has all of the noggins. Those are the, that's the half, see where the half rafter meets like a letter T. The inside joinery, I just didn't like the butt joints that you see there, so I cut a very nice piece of trim from one of the spindles, one of these ladder spindles, and I went all the way around the top, and now that covers up, it's glued, and two 16 gauge 1 1/4 inch finish nails in each one. We also did a little template. I'll go a little slower, and you can see that the opening right there, by the way, it absolutely lines up within 1/4 of an inch of the very top of the peak of the roof. But I unscrewed the 6 hexagonal pieces that are in the middle surrounding that black mesh that you see, which is an anti-bug screen, and slid a piece of cardboard underneath top and bottom, taped it together, drew a perfect perimeter line, and that is my template. Rather than trying to cut and paste and screwing up pieces of wood, now I have a perfect template that I know will fit. And we'll cut that out of 2 or 3 of the same kind of boards, and Karen's going to do some fancy-dancy compass rose with a wood-burning kit. So there you go. But anyhow, that's the long and the short of it. And again, I'm not sure if you can see, let's see if I can zero in on you. Maybe, yeah, let's see. There you go. You can see the little trim piece right where the 4 pieces of wood meet. Actually, it's 1 piece split by 2. And those go all the way around the perimeter, forming another hex. So, there you go. And there is the peak. Yay! Probably be a little distorted since I'm filming it at an angle. But that peak will be obviously covered up and should be no particular problem. So, moving backward, that is the long and the short of the roofing, beginning of the roofing system at the Woodwind Acres gazebo. And hopefully it will be, trust me, it will be perfectly rain proof. By the way, each, yeah, I didn't know if I showed it to you earlier, but each of the rafter peaks, as you can see there, and each of the noggins, which is just above that, right between the two yellow lines, is a seam where two boards met, and we put an aluminized, basically water sealer over the entire seam area. All 6 rafters are seamed, and all 6 noggins are seamed, and trust me, ain't nothing gonna get through there. It's all properly beveled and all that good stuff. So, that being said, from Bronco Drive in beautiful downtown Zilpho Springs and Woodwind Acres, we bring you the next saga of the Gazebo, Part 9. Bye.